Right? So what we're doing is we're presenting the toy in different places with different presentations to reinforce certain behaviors for us in obedience, right? So when we're playing with the tug, there's a place that I want to reward the dog with the tug straight in front of me, like that. Maybe I'm working on fronts or something where I want the dog to orient directly to the front of my body and not think that it's going to go one side or the other, so they focus on the center line. So anytime I would want to present the tug on the center line of my body for any frontal behaviors, then I could reward the dog straight up and into me, stepping back. As opposed to if we're catching a dog, then that catch is not commonly done. Most of the time, you're going to let the dog take you one way or the other. Even though the dog is coming straight into me, I'm not moving the toy or the sleeve to the side to let the dog catch it. It's coming straight in, but I'm shifting my weight and letting the dog turn me one way or another. So in the tug presentations, most of the various orientations of the tug, and when we're playing with our dogs, is geared towards teaching good targeting behavior and then being able to produce the tug in a variety of different places depending on what behavior we're trying to reinforce. So again, if we're heeling above the dog's head on our left side, so to reinforce heeling, if there are fronts on the center line of my body, you know, and a variety of different things like that. Making different presentations and protection work is also, during the teaching phases, is also in a way to make our dog more flexible. So what happens a lot is if we make a presentation in the same place all the time, then the dog's going to go to that place regardless of whether or not we put the wedge there. So what we're doing here, the way we're doing this straight, we're holding this directly in front of our body, the dog's hitting it, and we're stepping out from behind it. So if I do nothing but that with my dog during bite work, if I do this, he's going to bite me right in the chest. He's going to smash right into me. So if I've done nothing but this with my dog, bam, 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 straight in catches, which is what we're doing here. If that's his whole education, then I go like this, and he comes here. He doesn't go where the thing is. So we do it all the time in obedience, right? Where we make a toy presentation a certain way. So what we used to do with our dogs was during heeling, I'd say yes, and I'd pop a toy up in front of my face across my body, and the dog would launch from here and grab it, right? And I did all my heeling presentations were kind of that position. I'd be like, poof, or like this or whatever, and the dog would grab the toy. To the point where when the dogs were older, if I released them and produced the toy here, they went straight there. They would just shoot straight at the spot where they expected the toy to be, right? Whether I put it there or not. They'd go, boom, and launch at that spot. We see it all the time in protection work, where somebody made exactly the same presentation all the time. So we're going to separate here the mechanics of you just relaxing and going with and catching a dog from the teaching phase where we're deliberately going to give the dog different presentations, high presentations, low presentations, front of my body to the side of my body, from behind my body, all these various different things to teach the dog targeting skills, to teach the dog to look where they're going and hit different targets. That is a training tool for the dog that's distinctly separate from us learning how to catch a dog as a decoy. When I'm catching a dog, most of the time on a sleeve, I'm going to make the sleeve presentation in front of my body and let the dog's energy turn me. This is what we're talking about here. But there will be something we talk about in terms of teaching technique to dogs, where we deliberately make them bite the thing in different orientations. So I'll come out with my dog and I'll hold the thing up like this and make him bite it up like this from behind me. I do things like he's coming in and I make a really low presentation out to the side. He's coming in and I hold it like this and make him grab it between my legs. I make some high ones to the side. I make some high straight into me and let him come up and I swing him over. I do all kinds of goofy things when I'm playing with the dogs to basically say, hey, look at your target and make your target. But that's a totally separate exercise from learning to catch a dog. Does that make sense?
What is the center handle?
So once the dog's on there, we frequently play tug with it. Right? So if I'm holding the sides, I can play tug from here, or lots of times we'll just hold this and I'll swing the dog around and play tug. So it makes it easier for you to hold on to this if you have a dog that's pulling strongly or doing something like that. So the dogs, we use these a lot, these wedges. One is it's a great transition to a sleeve. It's very flexible, like you're not stuck, it's on my arm this way so I can only go this direction. It makes it relatively easy for people to learn to turn both directions. But the dogs love them as well. So we use them a lot as rewards, and we use them a lot and we'll talk a bit about this, and we talked a bit about it in the protection theory course, where we use toys, tugs, things like that, to teach dogs skills for bite work exercises. So if I don't have a helper, we'll use a tug and an assistant to teach them certain behaviors, like our contact healing, circling the handler, back transport, side transports, a lot of the protection sport skills, and we use these a lot for those. The dogs really like them. They're relatively easy to hold on to and play tug with the dog, so even if you have a strong dog. So we use these a bunch.